Arse. Right, can I come? Can I leave the stream and come back in again? Right, where was I? Oh bollocks! I can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, I was. Well, there's. I was what I was saying was I've been making these videos for a long, long time. Hopefully, is the sound all right? I'm using my spanking expensive. What's it called? A Yax microphone, I think it is. I've not been using that for a while because I've been using the set of headphones. I've not been using that, but I think that is. I mean, that costs about 150 quid, so I thought I'd better start using it. Anyway, yeah. What was I going to say? I've been making these videos for a long, long time, but you wouldn't believe how nerve-wracking it is sitting watching this intro and then waiting to come on. I kind of feel like I've got to try and entertain you for an hour, whatever. I don't know. Why have I got my name, Mainmeister? You know who I am. If you don't know who I am, Mainmeister, then what are you doing here? Anyway, listen, thanks very much for everyone that's joined me tonight. Let's have a wee look. if you've come along waiting for me to play some games, then you're going to be sorely disappointed. It's just me talking shite. Anyway, excuse me. How are you all anyway? You've grown, haven't you? Yeah, weather-wise up in Scotland, it has been absolutely pissing it down. Pissing with a capital P. It's heavy rain when you take the dogs out for a walk, and after 2 minutes they're like, fuck that, come on dad, we're going home. My dog's actually turned tail and started heading back. Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at Erodian Thorns. Yeah, I've got your name off the tee now. Good start. The problem is I've got to make sure I have my microphone muted when I'm playing the wee intro bit, or else you would get a lot of feedback. Anyway, you're all here. Let's have a quick look. We've got 18, blimey. You know what, I was actually watching, what was I watching? There's a guy who does, he teaches you how to improve your memory, which would probably benefit me big style. And he's got like 404,000 subscribers, I think it was. And he was doing a live stream and he had 41 people on it. And that was the peak. He didn't get above 41. And I'm thinking, I can do that. You know, I've got 3,500 and I pull in every Sunday at least 40 odd. So that's stonking. So anyway, let's have a quick wee swatch and see how everybody is. Not everybody is who we've got. So anyway, we've got Erodian Thorn, we've got Dale Boy. Now Dale Boy is the moderator, so absolutely no fucking swearing or else you're kicked out. Mark whatever, Vimstar, Mr. Jones, we've got Ox, the Oxmeister. We've got Croy SK. Good evening, mate. I don't think I've actually seen you before. We've got Yolda Gamer Steve. We've got Mr. Charlie Farr. What's that you're saying there, Dave? Bloody hell, I turned up the speakers as you enabled the mic. Sorry, Dave. Yeah, that was not very good. Yeah, we've got Krawat. Nice one. James Anderbanks. Excellent. Let's have a wee look. Hello, only my second time here without lurking, but actually typing a sentence or two. Good stuff, James. Listen, mate, you know what? We're a nice bunch in here. I need to stop looking there. I need to look at the camera. We're a really nice bunch. It is not an, what's the word? Insular? Is that what you call it? An insular little group? Yeah, there's a lot of us kind of know each other. I think it's safe to say the majority of us have never met in real life. You know what I look like, but I don't know what you guys look like. Apart from a couple, but we're a great wee bunch, really, really friendly, you know. So I hope you enjoy the channel. Let's have a wee look. Yeah, that's still boy. We've got the Hallmeister. Good evening, Holly. How are you? No, we're not cliquing in the slightest. What have you missed, Holly? You've missed me fucking up. Basically, I was talking for about 10 seconds and I had the microphone muted. Typical. It wouldn't be a main Meister stream unless I did that anyway. Now listen, yeah, I don't know how long this is going to last, the video. Just depends what we've got. I'm looking at my comments from last week. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's just a comment. 3, 4. Right, we've only got 4. We've only got 4 questions. So anyone that wants to ask a question, you're welcome to. Always good fun. That's what I don't think I've actually. I think I've only maybe done one of these live waffles. I mean, I have done a lot of videos, obviously, with people. Yeah. I know, Holly. I know. I've only ever done. I've made a lot of these videos when I've had somebody else in, which does make them easier, to be fair, because it means you don't get that awkward silence like I can get occasionally. Never. But yeah, it's always a lot easier having somebody else in the stream. I'll tell you one thing that I do like about doing YouTube, and it's has given me so much more confidence. It really has. The ability to just talk to people. You know, I mean, I think I've always been quite a positive, quite a confident person. But one thing that I've always been terrible at is interviews. I used to detest interviews when somebody just even mentioned. I mean, I think in my sort of like my working career, I've probably not gone. I've probably not gone as far as I probably could have because of nerves. And when people would mention interviews, I would just my stomach would start rumbling, and I would get an overwhelming panic flushing over me until about, I'd probably say 3 years ago, and I started going for job interviews. And I really do think that doing YouTube has helped me a lot as well. So it's all good. It's all good, right? Let's have a quick wee look. Now listen, James, don't get smart. Trust me, my geography and history, but my geography especially, is awful. It is awful to the point that I don't want to embarrass myself. Why is my phone making a noise? Is that somebody going to say, you've turned your microphone off? Hang on a wee second. Wait a wee minute. Sorry, I'm being rude. I don't like... Right, okay, right. Dell's just messaged me with a couple of questions. Hang on, let's have a wee look. What was I talking about? I can't remember what I'm talking about. I can't remember. Anyway, to answer your question, James, what is the capital of France? Everybody knows it's Bruges. Don't be ridiculous. What was the first question, by the way? I can't remember. Yeah, it's a question and answer. It sounds like, well, yeah, ask away. Absolute ask away. Right, anyway, let's have a wee look. Have a look at any questions. I mean, what I'll do is once the live questions dry up, then yeah, I'll crack on with the other ones. Wait a minute. Right, anyway, let's have a quick wee swatch. There's the older gamer Steve is asking, is it stupid to buy boxed games off eBay when you already own the ROM for said games? Not at all, Steve. Not at all, because the thing is, ROMs is one thing, but it'll never ever beat having the actual game. I mean, just give me one little second. I want to have a quick look for something. I'm still here. Wait a wee minute. Where did I put the game? Where the hell did I put it? Out you come. Out you come. I hope you can still hear me. Right, anyway, there we go. Yeah, does having a ROM negate the appeal of buying a box game? Not at all, Steve. I mean, the thing is about a ROM allows you to play the game. That is it. It allows you to play the game, and that's a big thing. Don't get me wrong, because 99% of my games are ROMs. I mean, I do have. I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you see. Hang on. I'm going to move the. I don't know if this is going to work. There's a quick tour of my games room. Yeah, there's my Virtual Boy, all that. There's all my nice stuff down there. There's my, I can't zoom in on that. There's my Mega Drive, etc., etc. There's the dogs. Archie, Jax. Hiya. Look at the state of them. I've got wet dog smell. Yeah, there's my games. Oh, bollocks, you can't actually see. There's all my games there. These are my little arcade cabinet things. I'm going to do a little review of that. I've got up there, yeah, what have I got? I've got my Xbox 360 games. I've got, what is that? I've got lots of PlayStation 2 games. And on that other shelf, which you can't see because it's round the other way, I've got loads of games. Anyway, let's get this back again. Here's that. There we go. So no, you can't beat actually owning a game. I mean, one of my first games and one of my favourite games that I ever owned was this International Soccer on the C64. I don't even know there's instructions in this. Oh, yeah, dancer, they are. I don't think I've ever actually looked at that. Ah, it's got that old smell. Yeah, there's something really nice about just having a game. And hang on, I'm going to let you see something. I'm going to let you see something else. As you know, as you may know, I was down in Devon a couple of weeks ago, staying with Panther. I don't know if Panther's in the stream tonight. In fact, he does a Doctor Who stream, so he won't be. And he very, very kindly told me that he had a present for me. We'll get this body back in again. Is that not going in? All right, I'll do it later on. Anyway, he told me he had a present for me, and I'm just going to unhighlight Steve's question. Bonk. And it's this. My very own copy of China Miner. Fantastically bad. There, it's not in perfect condition, but you know what? It's just nice to actually have it. Let's see. There you go, China Miner. Oh, that's wrong. There's no sticker on that. There we go, China Miner. Let's see what it says in the back. Is this going to make you want to buy it? Oh God, I can't even read that. Somewhere in China is the... What is that? Somewhere in China lie the jade mines of the forgotten Pong dynasty. I can hardly read that. Where's my glass? Have I got my glasses? No, I don't. Their location is known only to a local miner by the name of Wally. Of course, it's going to be that. And a few hundred creatures who have taken up residence in abandoned workings. Wally must brave the perils of the mines and search for treasures and the keys that unlock the next more difficult level. But the path is not easy. Right, anyway, there we go. Written by Ian Gray, so you can see that. What you can do, you can pause the video, and there you go. You can read it yourself. So no, to answer your question, Steve, absolutely not. I mean, ROMs is a nice way. A lot of games cost a lot of money, so ROMs is a perfect way to basically get to play games. And you know, at the end of the day, you're not downloading ROMs. You know, you're not stopping anybody getting any money, because all these games that you're talking about, you know, they're all ancient. So anyway, yeah, let's have another wee look. What's Holly saying? Oh, hang on. Stop commenting. We want a real-time load and play of that China Miner one Sunday. Absolutely, Holly. I will do that. I've got my C64 down there. Yeah, what I'll do is I've got a couple of C2Ns. I don't know if they work. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they work, but I'll certainly give it a go. That would be interesting. Yeah, nice one. Right, what's James saying? I'd forgotten about those weird, soft, sheeny plastic cases. Took me years of therapy to forget those. I was going to say reluctantly. Maybe it is reluctantly. I got rid of my C64 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever. But over the preceding sort of 30 years, I've built up quite a collection of C64 games. And I mean, I've never bought in a game because I want to play it. I know that sounds daft. Because I've got my C64, I've got a Ultimate 2 cartridge. My PC Engine, I've got an EverDrive. SNES, I've got an EverDrive. Mega Drive, I've got an EverDrive. My CD32, I've got all the games downloaded. Sega Dreamcast, I've got every game on an SD card. Sega Saturn, I've got it modded so I can play basically copies. My PC Duo, it's modded, it can play. No, it's not modded. It's not modded at all, but it can play copies. And the reason for that is when these machines came out, whenever it was, I don't know, 30 years ago, CD-ROMs were so expensive, they didn't have to put any protection because nobody was going to be able to copy them. So I've pretty much my Amiga. I've got can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. That's my Atari. That's my Atari there. Atari, what do you call it? 10, what's it? 130 XE. Great machine. I was actually playing Fort Apocalypse on it last night. Yeah, that's what I could actually do. I could have the webcam. I could just sit there and actually play it. That's an interesting video. So yeah, to answer your question, I have basically I can play all my games using ROMs. And to me, I'm not interested in collecting games, but don't get me wrong, it is nice to have them. And yeah, so anyway, getting back on topic, I'm doing a Billy Connolly. I start a topic and then I go way off on a tangent and then I end up forgetting where I was. I sold tons and tons of Spectrum games. I sold tons of C64 games for not very much money. I mean, I can't remember what I sold. I was selling them for like 50 quid, whatever. And it's not about the money. But sometimes I do wish I'd kept them just to be able to look through them. But what I did do about maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I decided, whilst I had ROMs, I decided to buy all the games or buy as many of the tape games that I had back in the day, just so I could look at the boxes, and that's what I did. It says China Miner. I never actually owned that. I think I had that on, what do you call it, Softaid. So yeah, I do have a lot of them. So yeah, I do like to have original games, but for me, it's just about being able to play the games. But to answer your question, Steve, absolutely, there's no harm at all in wanting to own an actual game. Yeah, smashing. Oh, listen, Dale, thank you very, very much, Squire. That's much appreciated. It really is. Thank you. What game? Charlie's asking, or Dave. See, I'm terrible for. I like to kind of call people by their real name. Now I know not everybody's happy with that because people want to kind of be anonymous on the Tinterweb. So I should really call people by their avatar name, whatever it is. So yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, sorry, Charlie. Yeah. What game do you think you've spent the most time on? I would imagine that was probably Sensible Soccer on the Commodore Amiga. There's not many games that I have spent hundreds of hours on. I'm not really a fan of modern games which require, hours and hours and hours. I mean, I have a mate. You know what I'm saying is a mate. He is still a mate. You know what? What's happened in the last 16 months. I have lost. You would not believe the number of people that I have lost touch with, like people who I saw in real life. The number of people that I've lost touch with that there's no contact with, and it's kind of made me review my social circle, I suppose. I spend more time hanging out with you lot than I do with, most of the people I see in real life. I mean, I've mentioned before when I was running all the time, doing my marathons and my ultras. One of my mates, I'm not going to go say his name, not that he watches my channel anyway. One of my mates who I basically ran with for 10 years. I was doing probably 40 miles a week, running 4 or 5 times a week, and for the last sort of 10 years, and in the last year and a half, I've seen him once. I have simply not seen him at all. I've not even spoken to him in the last 10 months. In fact, I've actually unfriended him on Facebook because I think, what is the point? There is no purpose. We don't speak. That makes me very sad. But you know what? It just makes you realise. It makes you realise. I mean, I had an absolute awesome time down in Devon with Panther UK. I met Holly as well, which was just fantastic. Met Holly's son as well. So, it's people that go on about the internet being fully paedophiles and God knows what else. There are lots of nice people as well. And I think this I think the whole Meme Meister community thing is an example of that. So anyway, right, where was I? So yeah, I'd probably say sensible soccer. Sensible soccer, Charlie. Yep. Right. What's going on here? Right. Okay, done that. What's Colin saying? I was watching a stream early, and at one point the likes went from 13k. What? Under a minute? Bloody hell! I'm assuming it must have been some. I don't know. That's mental. Yeah, like I says, yeah. I mean, I was laughing. My Friday waffle. My Friday waffle. Let's have a look. It got 3 thumbs down. My Commodore 64 thing that I did, where I played games fast at double speed. They got. I think I got 5 thumbs down for that. It's weird. Anyway, right. Yeah, like I says, thanks, Del. Let's see if there's any other questions. There we go. Mr. Del, when was the last time you loaded a game from tape? The last time I loaded a game from tape in the C64, I think it would probably be about 4 or 5 years ago, Dale, when I got all these games. I started trying to load them, and I think the majority of them stopped working. They simply didn't load, and I think it's because the rubber band thing, whatever's probably it's probably perished. Are they easy to fix? Can you buy a rubber band on eBay and fix them? Let me know. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I mean, I did load. I did load a couple of Atari games. Now, trust me, if you think loading a C64 game is bad, trust me, when I started loading the Atari game, my beard was jet black like it is just now. By the time I finished, I had a beard that resembled one of the ZZ Top, and I have to say, one of the ZZ Top guys sadly passed away last week. Loved ZZ Top to bits, really, absolutely adored them. Yeah, he passed away. But yeah, by the time the tape loaded, my beard was white and it was like down to here. So there you go. Yeah, I'm not really into the whole loading things for tape, not when I can just load it. Don't get me wrong. In fact, maybe that's technically not true. When I play my my C64 using the Ultimate 2 cartridge, I do frequently load images from tape and I'll let them load up in real time. Well, in fact, I don't think you can load them up quicker. It'll load them up in real time, and I bloody love it. I absolutely love it. And here's a thing. Would you guys be interested in if I was to basically turn the cam like that, something like that, just have the webcam turned like that, and what we'll do is we'll load up games on tape. How would that be? Would that be an interesting video? Let me know what you think. Excuse me while I just indulge in some more coffee. Right. Yeah, so thanks for the question, Dale. Let's have a wee look. Where are we? Oh, I've just jumped right down to the bloody bottom. Wait a minute. Oh, Christ, there's bloody hundreds of questions. Right, hang on a second. Oh yeah, I was asking for a friend. How easy is it to if I was to acquire an Amiga 500 A500? How easy is it to get a device to load disk images? Now, I think I did ask in. What did I ask? And I asked in Discord, and I think Colin, you said GoTech. So is that an easy thing? Do you have to mod it at all? I'm just asking for a friend. Pardon me very much. What's Stephen saying here? Even with SD cards, sometimes it's great to get a real nostalgia hit by loading from a tape. Yeah, I do the same thing, Stephen. I'll sometimes load a game on tape using Yeah, just using the Ultimate 2. And I just, the thing about ROMs, now I upset quite a few people fairly recently when I said that I don't know what percentage I said something like 95% of Commodore 64 games, not just Commodore 64 games, I would say 95% of 8-bit games, for me personally, are not really worthy of me playing. I won't play them for any more than a few seconds. And I still stand by that. There are tons and tons of games. I mean, I was a massive C64 man back in the day. Still a fanboy, but the majority of games I don't think have held up that well. That's a ridiculous thing to say. It's a bit like saying, I don't know, a black and white film from 1921 does not, the video quality, the image quality doesn't stack up that well compared to what we've got nowadays. Technology has moved on. What is it, Archie? You all right? Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think the majority of 8-bit games, whilst they're fun to load up from a nostalgia point of view, to kind of scratch the nostalgia itch, there are very, very few games, 8-bit games, that I would want to play that actually keep my time. One of them was Ball. I was playing that a couple of days ago. Brilliant game, absolutely awesome game. What was the question again? Yeah, loan from tape. Getting back to what I was talking about, the problem for me is if I load a game under an emulator on a C64 and I'm like, not keen on this, then I'll just switch it off and I'll load another game. Whereas if you load it from a tape, for me personally, I'm more likely to actually play it, because I've had to wait for it. And that's the thing about games back in the day. You were more likely to play them. You wouldn't load a game and then go and wait 10 minutes and go, oh, that's shit, and turn it off. Well, maybe you would. Depends what it was. If it was hard driving, whatever, you would probably do that. But yeah, I absolutely do still. I still do like to, as I said, scratch the old nostalgia itch, Stephen, using an SD card thing. And you're absolutely right, Stephen. Artwork does bring back a lot of memories. Neil is asking, have I completed Dynamite Dan 2? Don't be so bloody ridiculous, Neil. You have watched my channel. You know you know what? I'm going to defend myself. To say I am shite at games, I think is unfair. Yeah, I mean, playing a game for the first time, I wouldn't term myself a decent player, but games that I do play often, I'm actually not bad at. So don't believe everything that Del Boy says. So no, I haven't. I can't say I'm a massive fan of Dynamite Dan. It's not a game that I'm not familiar with. I mean, I know it did come out in the C64. Yeah, it did come out in the C64. In fact, I'm sure I did a face-off kerfuffle. I always think of that as being a Spectrum game. I always think it's been a Spectrum. Certain games, and I know Panther UK gets upset when I do that. Certain games, I think, and I do still stand by this, there are certain games that you have to play it on a specific platform. C64 is going to be Summer Games, Impossible Mission, even though I don't like it, Beachhead, what else? Whizball, Uridium. These are games, if you're going to play them, you've got to play it in the C64. Spectrum for me is going to be any kind of platform game. School Days, Ant Attack, even though I can't play it. What else? What other predominantly games? Like, Manic Miner, Jet Set Willy, you've got to play them on the Spectrum. Amstrad, I'm not familiar with Amstrad games. There's only really a couple that I would say if I'm going to play it, I would play the Amstrad. One of them is Steve Davis's Snooker, and the second one is Blagger by Alligator Software. And the reason I say these two games is because my mate Mark, he had an Amstrad, and he actually his mum and dad must have hated him. They bought him an Amstrad green screen for his Christmas. Can you imagine how gutted you would be getting a computer and then finding out it's different hues of green? Hues of green, Huey Green. Who was Huey Green? Huey Green was he was Phil Lynett's father-in-law. Where do you go? He was also the presenter of Opportunity Knocks. Remember that one? So anyway, listen. Just before I look at any other questions, I was looking at watching a video 2 days ago. I think it was yesterday actually, and it was a young lady from America, and she boasts it's on the Guinness World Records. She boasts the biggest collection of systems. I mean, she's got thousands and thousands of games, but she owns the biggest collection of systems. She's got, I think it's 2,500 or thereabouts systems. And the one that really piqued my interest, and I just thought, wow, I think she's got something like 1,500 of the old, in fact, give me a second, back in a tick, I'm just over here, don't go away anywhere. She owns 1,500 of the little LED games that came out back in the 70s and 80s. This was before Atari 2600 came along. It was before computers were a thing, or certainly home computers. So instead of playing Space Invaders, we had to make do with this. This was my very, very, very first one that my mum and dad got me. I mean, suffice to say, it's a pretty poor version of Space Invaders. I mean, look at where the fire button is. You're having to move, and you're going like that with your thumb. It's just horrible. So I had to make do with that. I then bought this. Now, this is a cracking game, but I've not got any batteries for it. It's these horrible, remember the big, what were they called? Not C90s, 9-volt batteries. Back in the 70s, a 9-volt battery was about £25. It was just ridiculous. Yeah, this is actually quite good. Left and right, and then you move up. Where is the up button? Yeah, you move up. That moves you. That increases your gear. Up, down. Great wee game. Anyway, about 10 years ago, I decided to see the problem with me thinking out all this stuff to show you guys. I've got to bloody tidy it up after I finish. Anyway, about 10 years ago, I decided, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could buy Star Wars Astro Wars? So I went on eBay, or Evil Bay as people refer to it now, and I found an Astro Wars for like £10. I thought, I'll have that. Then I thought, is it Star Fox? Firefox. That was an awesome one. The sound in Firefox is brilliant. So I went on eBay, found one for about, I don't know, £10 again, bought that. Before I know it, I was trying to think of as many of these games as I could. I mean, I got the Grandstand Galaxy Invader. There was the white Galaxy Invader, or Invader 1000, I think it was called. There was the yellow one, which was like a kind of deluxe version. I had Invader from Space, which was Grandstand. I ended up with about 30 of them. Now, the problem was I had simply nowhere to store them, and so they were in a box up in my loft. And about, maybe 6 years ago, I thought, I'm going to get rid of them, and I sold them all for, I think, £200. Now, which would be, what's 200 divided by 30? About £6, 6 or something, whatever it is. So I got about £6 for each one. Now, when you go on, they're going for like 70, 80 quid for one. Just phenomenal, absolutely mental. And that is the biggest regret. People do say to me, do you ever regret selling anything? There's not many things I've regretted selling, but trust me, I absolutely regret selling my LED collection of games. It's not so much to be able to, a lot of them, again, like 8-bit games, they're very basic. You're not going to really play them for any length of time, but I do miss getting to play them. I really do. So, what was that noise? I absolutely regret selling them. Anyway, back on topic. So this lady had about 1,500 of them. And it just, oh my God, watching the video, seeing the boxes, she had all the boxes, she had all the different gaming watches and all that kind of stuff. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think there's a part of me would rather have a collection of these than a collection of like original hardware. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got a nice collection of original hardware. I do. I'm very, very lucky. I mean, hardware now is just going through the roof. Personally, I think the bubble is about to burst. I think we're going to end up getting. I think we've peaked with that ridiculous Mario 64 selling for, how much was it? 1.5 million. I'm going to tell you a daft wee story, and you're probably going to think I'm off my head. After I read that, the thing is about that Mario 64, like many people, like, I don't know, 1.5 million people in the UK probably, I owned the game. I bought it brand new, so technically I had the same condition game as the one that sold for 1.5 million. But mine's ended up getting ripped up and whatever. After that video, I just thought, you know what? I bought the Switch Mario Odyssey, and I bought the Zelda game, Breath of the Wild or something. Now, I've already got these two games, but I bought them both again from Amazon. I've kept them in the packaging. I'm going to put them away, and I'm going to basically put them away for 20 years. I don't for 1 second think that I'm going to get 1.5 million for one. But you know what? It's just a wee experiment. It's an experiment to see, would something like that be worth money? I mean, I suppose games like that do, because they're popular games, I don't know, maybe in 10 years, 20 years time, I might get a couple of thousand for it. That would be nice. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of waffling a wee bit, which you're probably completely used to. Anyway, Neil, have a complete dynamite, Dan? Hell no. Right, let's have a look. Colin, you're whattering on about soldering and all that. I don't know what you're talking about. What's Del saying there? If you add up the stream total hours in China Miner, there's a close second. You're probably right. Del. Right, James Anderbanks is actually my avatar. My real name is Jimmy771972. Vim Star's saying there, we all lose touch with people as we get older. Yeah, it's sad. I was listening to something, I think it was on YouTube or something, I don't know what it was. I don't really watch TV. And somebody was saying to somebody else about, they said, when did you last see your parents? And he said, how old are your parents? And I went, they're in their 80s. And they went, when did you last see them? And they went, I've not seen them for a year and a half. I'm going to try and see them, in a few months' time. And the guy said, how often do you see them? And they went, well, normally I'd see them once every 6 months, if I can, maybe not as much as that. And he said to him, what you need to think about, he says, your parents are not getting any younger. On average, you're seeing your parents once every, maybe twice a year. They're in their 80s. What is the chance that they could, they might not be here in a few years' time? Say they live for another 5 years. Potentially, you're only going to see your parents maybe 5-6 times. And that's it. That is it. And when you actually think about things like that, when you put things into perspective like that, that is not a lot. If somebody says to you, you're only going to get to spend another 5 hours with your parents, trust me, my mum and dad have both passed away, and I would give my right arm. I would even give you Del's right arm plus his 2 legs to be able to spend half an hour with mum and dad. You know what I mean? Honestly, just always appreciate your parents. I'm getting all. I was going to say Jeremy Kyle. I'm getting all Oh, Jerry, not Jerry. Blah, what the hell do you call him? Jerry. I'm getting old Jerry Springer. Yes, look after yourself and each other. Right, what's Oxmeister saying? In all your gaming years, what game has pissed you off the most? Oh man, you know why I do these live streams? I really put myself under a lot of pressure. What game has pissed me off the most? apart from adventure games, which I just don't like because they're too complicated. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've made no secret. That I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of the whole mechanic in modern games where you've got to constantly harvest things and build things. I know, like Lacosa, he's a massive fan. He loves all that kind of stuff with Elite Dangerous, and what else? You've got your what do you call it? You've got your what the bloody hell's it called? I can't remember. It's a game you've got to harvest stuff with on the PS4. Can't remember. It begins with F. Can't remember the name of it. Then you've got your No Man's Sky. Yeah, maybe it's because what I was saying earlier on. I mean, time is of the essence. You don't get to 53 years old. 54 on the 19th of October. You heard that here. Card checks and cold hard cash accepted. Anyway, you don't get to 53 and 3/4 and don't start thinking about how little time you've got left. And I, for one, do not want to spend it playing over 100 hours playing some kind of game. I mean, I've told you before, one of my mates, well, that's how I got another mate. He's a guy that I've lost touch with for the last year and a half. But he played the game. What's it called? What the hell is it called? Mass Effect. And I think he said it took him over 100 hours to complete the game, and he's played it 3 times. And I'm thinking, really, you would actually give up 300 of your hours? I mean, I don't know what's 300 hours in weeks. Anybody work that out? Yeah, well, 300 divide it by 4 or times it by 4. No, divide it by 4 is going to be a day's. I don't know. Somebody work it out. 300 hours is a lot of days, and I, for one, don't want to waste that playing games. So nah. Anyway, getting back to topic. What games pissed you off the most? Yeah, games that require you to farm things and build up things. I'm not a fan of that. Street Fighter on the Amiga. I'm not going to tell you the story. I've heard it a million times. I'm like your old granddad or your old uncle Archie that comes across to see you at Christmas, and he just repeats himself. I'm doing that over and over again. That's why I think to myself, I should really stop doing Friday waffles because I've got nothing to talk about. Saying that, I've been live for 48 minutes and I've not even started on the questions yet. So I think it's fair to say, when it comes to talking pish, I'm your man. Right, anyway, Ox, thank you very much. Let's have a look. Colin's saying they were waiting for the stacking of the SpaceX rocket. What are you talking about when it connected a lot of people? Oh, right. You're talking about you're talking about that website that that had all these likes. Dale Boy's saying, data set is an easy fix. Here's the thing, should I fix it? Yeah, maybe I should. I mean, I've got 2 of them. So can you buy the elastic bands on eBay? Yeah. Then I've got my old mate Gadget UK. He's a top-notch guy. I'm sure Chris would do it for me, but I'm sure it's an easy fix. I will have a look. Techno Moan will know. Yeah, that's what I think. Holly, you're referring to. Can you fix the data set? Let's have a wee look. Charlie saying, well, this is a fact. This is a well-known fact. You only need 2 things in life to be able to fix. One If something should move and it doesn't, WD-40. If something moves and it shouldn't, gaffer tape. That's all you ever need. Right, there's Oxus saying there, Data serves retro sells spare tape deck rubber bands. Is that the official name for them? Is that what they're called? I just call them a rubber band. Yeah. Incidentally, Ox, I'm just looking at that avatar of yours. Is that an ox with some Galladay bunting? Is Galladay an English thing as well, or is it just a Scottish thing? A Galladay up in Scotland is where it usually occurs in the summer. Now, summer in Scotland is usually last Thursday. And that is summer. Every other day is winter and autumn. A Galladay in Scotland is, they usually have them in little areas of towns. You don't get big town Galladays, but you get these little village Galladays. And yeah, they have, people will get together and they'll make floats. They'll make paper mache heads. You'll get somebody dressed up as Mickey Mouse with a paper mache head. It's all very bizarre, and they have bands playing. You got all these real shitty local bands, brass band. They're all out of tune, playing all these tunes. But you know what? It's a lovely thing. I'm saying it's a Scottish thing. It probably isn't a Scottish thing. It's a really nice community thing, and you just don't get that in Livingston where I stay. It's no longer. We've lost the whole, society thing. Little. Back in the 70s, you quite literally could leave your door unlocked and nobody would come in, and you could tell your neighbour, oh, would you mind watching Al? Can you watch Al? Make sure he doesn't get into trouble. I'm going to the doctor's, and your auntie or your next door neighbour would come in and watch you, or you could go into your neighbours and have a bath. That sounds wrong now, but they would they would bath you and the kids, or they would make you your dinner, whatever. But we've lost all that now with society. But yeah, Galladays was. Why am I talking about Galladays? I have no idea why I'm talking about Galladays. But yeah, I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about Galladays. Anyway, yeah, but I don't want this waffle to take all night. I've got what I've actually started doing. I've actually joined a Facebook Carry On page. It's all the Carry On films. And I'm a massive Carry On film, so I decided I'm going to start watching. There was 30 Carry On films, and I thought, right, I'm going to watch the worst one and get it out of the way. It was Carry On Columbus. Now I was talking to somebody at work about that earlier, and I said it's quite a recent film. Carry On Columbus was a recent film. Carry On Columbus, pardon me very much, came out in 1992, 29 years ago. And I'm saying to somebody, it was a recent film, 29 years ago. What is that all about? Carry On Columbus had Rick Mail, who I think is fantastic, sadly missed. It had Nigel Planer, who played Neil out the Young Ones. If you're not from the UK, Young Ones was a comedy based on 4 students in a flat. It was very 80s comedy, but I still think it's brilliant. It had lots of, I'm going to say, celebrities from the 90s. I mean, I had guys like Tony Slattery, who I was a big fan of. Tony Slattery he used to be in a programme called Whose Line Is It Anyway? Is it Whose Line Is It Anyway? Yeah, it's Whose Line Is It Anyway? And it was all impromptu. It had a guy called Clive Anderson. He was the presenter. I'm going further and further off topic. And he would say to the audience, give me a topic. The police force. And he would then say, right, you've got to do a little sketch. The police force based on a Coronation Street style talking, and then these guys would have to talk. And anyway, yeah, so Tony Slattery and all them, he was a regular on that. Anyway, getting back to topic, I managed to stomach about 3.5 minutes. In fact, I'm exaggerating. I stomached 3 minutes and 26 seconds of Carry On Columbus before I turned it off. Seriously, That is 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Plus, there was probably the 2 minutes I took to find it on my Plex. So that was 5 minutes and 27 seconds of my life I will never, ever get back again. And when you get to my age, trust me, every second counts. So, yeah, I can't remember what I was talking about. I've just gone right to the... I've just gone... Where the hell am I? I've completely... Bloody hell, you've been busy with the comments. Oh, God. Right, Jesus, right. I'm going to have to stop talking. Oh, thank you very, very much, Colin. Much appreciated, mate. Oh, Jesus. Right, anyway, I've got hundreds of comments. Let's have a wee look. So anyway, thanks, Ox. I will have a look. Data Serve Retro sell spare rubber bands. Right, let's... Vimstar is saying Spectaculator lets you load TZX images as if they're off tape. Yeah, I do love doing that sometimes. Listen, thank you very much to the 24 people that are watching the channel. Thank you very, very much. Right, yep, James, you're absolutely right. I will have, I'll do a... What I'll maybe do, I can maybe do as a Friday waffle. I keep forgetting, I keep looking at the wrong camera. What I'll need to do is, I'll set up the camera and I'll just have it. What I could do is I could plug the webcam into a laptop and have it pointing at the screen. How's that? Yeah, good. Lovely. Wait a wee minute. My coffee is... it's not quite stone cold. Excuse me. God, I said I was only going to go for half an hour. We're almost at 56 minutes. I'm not going to be talking too long because I want to watch... I've got an episode of Animal Kingdom. Trust me, Animal Kingdom, if you've got Amazon Prime, Animal Kingdom is brilliant. It's about... what's her name? Ellen Barkin. She's... Google her. She's an American actress. She plays the mother of this gangster family. They're all into drugs and all that kind of stuff. They're all kind of like basically wasters, and they carry out all manner of crime, and it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I'm not a big TV fan, but I'm almost at the end of season 3. Animal Kingdom, trust me, watch it. It is awesome. I was going to say it's rocket. Why did I say rocket? It is absolutely awesome. So anyway, right, let's have a wee look. I'll try and catch up. Yep, Stephen saying, let's see the loading screens and sounds. And Charlie Farr saying, we need to compile a list of the most interesting loads. Yeah, you know what? Absolutely. I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. I know not everybody's on, not everyone's in Discord, but what I'll maybe do is I will create a wee stream in Discord. Let me know what games have interesting loading screens, little, whatever. Let me know. If you're not on if you're not on Discord, put your comments down below. Put the comments down below this video. Any games that you can think of that would be interesting to load, let me know. And also, if you're on my Facebook page, you can just go into the Mainmeister Facebook thing and do it from there. Holly's saying there, Geotech, is that the thing for the Amiga, Holly? I think Colin said that. Charlie saying, I like to load from tape, but it is nice to instantly load stuff. Yeah, it depends what you're doing. Can you imagine if I was doing a live stream with tape loading? I could do that. I mean, by all means, I would do a Sunday live stream. Would that be something you guys quite fancy? Sunday live stream, but we've got to load the tape? Let me know. Holly's saying, firmware flash, that's all, but you can buy pre-configured for a specific... Right, so it kind of works with lots of things. Mark, whatever, saying A500 doesn't have IDE for SD card. I'm not aware of a nice cheap solution. A600 or A1200 is easier. Yeah, no worries. Thank you very, very much. Vimstar, the Gotex you can buy now are great. Fit the machines mile better. So does the Gotek work with an A500? That would be handy. Mark whatever, Buggy Boy on a C90 for my CPC took 30 minutes. Are you serious? I don't believe it took 30 minutes. Yeah, like I says, Colin, thank you very, very much for that. That's really appreciate it. Mr. Craddock, good evening, Mr. Craddock. Dave, thank you for joining the wee stream tonight. Boulder Dash on C64 and Jetpack on the Spectrum, still great fun to play. Yeah, these are two games that I do play. They're certainly worthy of playing, for sure. I was playing Boulder Dash a couple of weeks ago, actually. And I do, if I'm going to play, Jetpack's another one. If I'm going to play Jetpack, it will always be in the Spectrum. The best way with an A500 would be replacing an internal floppy drive. Right, okay, listen, I'll stop that just now. Stephen is saying, I don't know what that is. 000. What's that about, Stephen? Don't know what that means. Right, I'm going to stop reading out the Amiga things. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Mr. Banks is saying, has anyone completed Boulder Dash? I mean levels 1 to 5. It gets stupidly fast. I mean anyone apart from Mainmeister. Yeah. I can't think. I mean, I used to be pretty good at Boulder Dash. I used to play it a lot back in the day. I can't remember how far I got. I don't know, maybe, I'm saying pretty good. I maybe got, I don't know, 6 or 7 screens in. It was very much kind of a puzzle. You had to figure out how to do it, especially when you got the Amoeba. You had to box it in and then it would all turn to jewels. You had to kind of be really, really specific about that. Colin Jones is saying, I have a Uridium canvas signed by Andrew Braga. Nice. Good stuff. Charlie Farr is saying, definitely don't play Jet Set Willy on the Atari 800. I don't think I've even seen it, Dave, to be honest with you. And Del Boy's saying, back in the day, I got well past level 5 and designed my own levels in later versions. Yeah, you had the old construction kit. God, there's comments about Opportunity Knocks. Bloody, I was talking about Opportunity Knocks about half an hour ago. Right, what's James saying? Look forward to defeating new C64 version of Manic Miner. Same as I kick the Spectrum version's ass 5 times a year. Shame about the weird music. One good thing about the official C64 version was the creepy music. What are you talking about, the creepy music? Are you talking about Manic Miner? I'm not quite sure. David Craddock is saying, yep, he had Astro Wars. Astro Wars was awesome. I really wish I'd kept them. If anybody's got a collection of these that they want to sell for not, or in fact, if anybody's got any of these machines that you want to sell for not a stupid amount of money, please let me know. I would love to get them back again. Right, how we look. Yeah, I've seen there is a, you know what, there is a recreation of Astro Wars and you know what, playing these games on a phone. I mean, I've got MAME from my phone, but nah, it's just not the same. To me, it's not even about. To me, these machines, it's less about the game and more about the actual hardware itself. You simply can't. You can't replicate that at all. Yeah, Dell's saying there the 3D versions, like they look like binoculars. I had 2 of them. What did I have? I had one which was a road racing one, and I had another one. I can't remember what it was. Was that a shark or something? I was actually talking to Lon Boy's post, Dave. I was talking to him actually this morning. I was having a chat with him, and he was saying the one thing we've been trying to arrange for Dave to come up here for quite a few years, and then obviously the whole COVID thing kicked in, and he was saying the one thing that he's looking forward to most of all about hopefully getting up to Scotland is not to see me, not to play my main cab, but to play that. Yeah, that thing there. That is my. Let's dig it down. Let's go and dig it down. I've not used this for a number of years. Don't drop it, whatever you do. I love this so much. It is awesome. Absolutely awesome. That is the Virtual Boy, folks. Now, I always laugh when people say how crap it is, and if you ever watch my videos, you'll know that in the intro you see me going like that. You'll see my hands going. Yeah, that's the Virtual Boy. It is bloody awesome. I mean, people dismiss it and they say it was a terrible system and all that. You know what? People that say that they've never seen one. They've never ever seen one. It annoys me when people dismiss things and they've never actually seen it. They've never tried it. I've tried it a few times, and trust me, it's whilst you wouldn't want to play it for 2 hours, but then I don't want to use anything VR wise for 2 hours. It's, you know, people talk about you getting a headache and all that kind of thing. Yeah, you wouldn't want to use it for a long time, but it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So I've now got on another subject. I read an article yesterday that apparently Valve, who are doing Valve are doing that thing, what do you call it, the Steam thing. They're no longer going to be doing any VR games for the PC because, in their opinion, PC VR is dead. They really do think it's dead, which is a shame. But what they've said is they're still going to continue to make games for the standalone VR. Now, I've got the Oculus Quest. I keep meaning to do a video with it, but my channel's not really kind of updated stuff like that. But they said they're going to continue to make stuff for like standalone Oculus Quests, but they reckon that PC VR is dead. Which is, there you go. I know a lot of people say it's a fad, it's a gimmick. I would strongly disagree with people that say it's a gimmick. A gimmick is just like a gimmick is Crazy Frog, something that lasts for 2 seconds, something that is really irritating. VR is not a gimmick. It's a nice thing. It's, you know, I wouldn't want to do it all the time, but it's certainly not a gimmick. But yeah, quite sad to hear that they reckon that PC VR is on its way out. However, they did actually say, you know, I'll need to play it. I've got I can play I can use the Quest with my PC. I did get a decent graphics card about a year ago, and what was I gibbering about? Yeah, there's a game, Half-Life Alyx, ALYX, and they've actually said that game is. Valve themselves don't think that game will ever be bettered. They say that is the best example of VR, and having played it, I would find it very, very hard to disagree with them. It is incredible, and you know what? Just talking about it right now has put me in the mood to play it. Has really put me in the mood to play it. Did somebody just comment a second ago on my video? Oh no, I thought I'm looking at the comments, and I'm sure that went for 5 to 6, but I think I imagined it. Anyway, Sorry, David, you're saying there, Mad. I'll just put your comment up actually. Madrigal has done a perfect simulator for Astro Wars along with dozens. Is there a website, David? Is there a website you can go on and actually download these? I mean, I'm now contradicting myself. Whilst it's not, you'll never ever replace. You'll never replace being able to actually. I mean, playing that, you've got to use that. You've absolutely got to have the. I'm tempted to go and see. Let's see if I can find it. Nah, you know what? I'm going to stop getting diverted. I keep getting distracted. Yeah, if there's a website, then please let me know. Derek, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Del Boy, Mr. Merlin. It's not Mr. Merlin, it was called Merlin. There was, what was it called? There was Professor, Little Professor. Little Professor was a calculator that spoke. Speak and spell. Yeah, even I would love a speak and spell. That would be phenomenal. I did have a Merlin. I never had a Simon. God, if unless people are only picking up little snippets of my video, they would be wondering what they're talking about if I said I've never had a Simon video game. Yeah, don't take it out of context. Yeah, Merlin, that was one of the first ones. I bought that. I remember getting that brand new. I did have a Merlin. I rebought a Merlin, and again, I sold it for like £4. Yeah, like I said, if anyone's got a collection of these or any of these individual games they would like to for a new home for some money, please let me know. You older gamer Steve, he loved his Merlin. You see, when you think about it, it was insane. I mean, Merlin, all it had was it was like 9 dots. It was like what do you call it? It was like what's it like? It was like why did my voice just go up an octave there? What's it like? What was it like? It was like a noughts and crosses. That's it. It was like noughts and crosses. You had the 3, 3, and 3, and the games that you could play. You had blackjack. You had Simon. There was something like 6 games. I'm sure in the back of it, it told you what games you could play. I'm so sad that I got rid of these games. Bollocks! Why did I do that? Yeah. Holy moly! Stephen is saying you saw a 1979 Atari 800 going for £700 today. How much was that? Was that boxed, Stephen? I've got an Atari 800 in my cupboard. Now, one of the things that I did probably rather stupidly, in retrospect, it was stupid. I cut the cable off it. I cut the RF cable off it because the cable lengthwise was about 162 meters, which is a lot of cable. And I never buy anything thinking I'm going to sell it. And I use a what do you call it, a SCART cable. So when I bought it, I thought, let's get rid of this cable because 120 meter cable is a lot of cable. So I cut it off, which was probably stupid. Yeah, £700. Yeah, I honestly think I was getting, going back on topic. I honestly think that I think we've kind of hit a peak with the price of games. I think it's going to kind of go back down again. I hope it does. But that's why I'm in no hurry to... I've actually got a third Vectrex, which I bought broken for about 70 quid. I bought it broken, and one of my good mates, he's an expert at fixing things. The picture didn't work. He's very, very kindly fixed it for me. I'm just waiting to get it back from him. So I'm going to have 3 Vectrexes, and you know what? That's going to be my pension. I do think about selling them. You know what? The way I see it is, they're only ever going to increase in value. I think in 20 years' time, a Vectrex is going to be worth even more because less are going to be available. But that's insane. I'm just conscious. I'm asking questions, and because I'm so far up the screen, I'm not actually getting to see them. Let's have a wee look. Evening, Mr. Hunter. How the hell are you, mate? Hey, Alan, what's the most you've paid for a game? Like I said, Ian, I don't buy many games. I've not bought any games for a while. I would never... Pardon me, I've got the hiccups. I should really hold my breath. Hang on. That's going to be a stupid thing to do when you're trying to do a live stream. Yeah, I don't buy I've not paid a lot of money for any game. I mean, it's a dull answer, Ian. The most I've probably paid for any game would be probably like a modern game like Last of Us, 49.99, something like that. I can't say I would never ever spend a lot of money on a game. I mean, I did buy a lot of these C64 games a few years ago, but I would simply not spend a lot of money in a game. So no, sorry, Ian, it's quite a daft. It's a very very dull answer, but no, I've never spent a lot of money on any game. James is saying, only game I ever loved where you have to make stuff is Boulder Dash when I used to play it in the 80s and got to a level with not enough diamonds. One of the games I did like, and I used to play it a lot, was Kickstart 2. Absolute classic game. Right, the older gamer Steve, how long until you buy another arcade cabinet? Surely 4 would be better than 3. Yeah, I've got 3 cabinets. One was built for me. I did pay him, to be fair. Though after he'd built it, he said he would. I think I gave him 100 quid for it to build it. I gave him the cost plus 100 quid, and he says that he would never ever build another arcade cabinet ever again because he said ever again because he said it's a labour of love, and he wouldn't do it. So I've still got that. The only thing about that, I need to get it mounted on a higher display because it's kind of at the wrong height. So I've got that, which has got twin sticks and it's got a wide screen, so that's perfect for Robotron. I've got my Defender cab, which again is horizontal, and I use that for horizontal games. Then I've got my vertical cabinet, which was the latest one that I bought. I mean, I paid 500 quid for it, and I was actually offered £700 for it about 2 weeks after I bought it. So again, you know what? They're only going to go up in value. So I'm in no hurry to sell them. Well, I'm not selling them because I love them. I play them all the time. But yeah, am I going to get a fourth one, Steve? I am actually contemplating. I love my house. I absolutely love my house to bits. It's everything I could ever want. It's big. I've got my games room. I've got my kitchen with my 3 arcade cabinets. My daughter's got a bedroom through there. I've got my bedroom through there. So it's a great house. But it's mid-terrace, and yeah, I'm going to say it. One of my neighbours is a bit of a, let's just say, I'm not keen on them. They don't seem to have any respect for noise. They don't have any respect. I mean, they were outside in their garden last Sunday, 11:30 at night, playing music outside in their garden, talking too loud, playing music. I'm trying to get to sleep. I've got work in the morning. So, yeah, I'm not. I am contemplating moving house maybe next year. Just see what happens. I wanted to settle into my job, make sure that I was happy in my job. So yeah, am I going to get a 4th arcade cabinet? If I could get, nah, you know what? I'm never say never, never say never, Steve. Yeah, if I could get I mean, my main cabinet was homemade. My Defender cabinet is homemade. My other one is obviously have I got a picture of the phone? No, you don't need to see. Well, wait a wee minute. Let's have a wee look. Let me go into my Facebook page. Excuse me. I think I did put a picture of my cabinets up at some point. How do I look at my images? Photos. There we go. Yeah. There's the bad boys there. I'm just going to go and share that. Share screen. Yeah, share screen. There we go. Come on. Why is that not sharing? Hang on. StreamYard has kicked me out. Can you still see me? Back again. Hang on. What's going on here? Hang on a second. What's going on? Right, back. Right, you know what? I'm not going to bother letting you see. I don't know. Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, I'm not going to bother letting you see. Anyway, yeah, never say never, Steve. Never say never. Mame inside. That was weird. So I appeared. You know what? Just for a laugh. No, I'm not going to go messing about with the stream, right? Anyway, I got enough problems, right? Wait a minute, I need to get back. Where am I? God almighty, I have got so many questions. Oh God, right. I need to start. God, we're an hour and 20. I want to try and wrap this waffle up. Right, suffice to say, I'm not going to be doing. I'm not going to answer the questions that were in the thing. I think I've got enough. Oh, blimey, where are we? Right. Oh, that's annoying. How? Why is that not right? It's actually I can't see all the questions. Right. It's actually only gone back to Ox. He said they have 852. So I've actually lost a shitload of the questions. That's damned annoying. Anyway, right, I think we've got plenty. Right, Yoda Gamer Steve saying there the original Carry On films are awesome. My wife has them on DVD. We watch them all over again. Yeah. Good evening, Jonathan. Hey, Alan. I got the Carry On film box set for my Christmas. Yeah, absolutely bloody awesome. Ox is saying if you want a good box set, get the Comic Strip Presents. You know what's weird? I never. That was one series I never actually watched, but it's something I really need to revisit because I'm sure I would probably quite enjoy that. Dale saying I heard the rumor that Carry On films are coming out in steelbook form in 4K. Holy moly, Dale, keep me updated with that one. James Anderson, Clive Anderson was a Brit. Clive James was an Aussie. Yeah, Clive. Yeah, it was Clive Anderson that did the Whose Line Is It Anyway? Holly's saying Carry On Screaming is my favourite, but I watched the Carry On Columbus premiere in Leicester Square. It's not that. You're having a laugh, Holly. Oh God, 2 minutes. What was so bad about Columbus? It was cringeworthy, absolutely cringeworthy. It's pish, honestly, by capital P. I've only got 2 words to describe Carry On Columbus. Pish. Right. James is saying, just have something loading on that Atari behind you or put the C64 there and having something loading over your shoulder. Yeah, we could do that. Colin's saying, can you do more videos of the likes of Loco and Suicide Express? Yeah, that was a daft little thing that I just came up with. I always like to, you know what? See, when you're only talking about when your whole hobby is just old computer games. There's only so many ways you can look at a game. You can play it, you can talk about it. So I try and come up with daft ways to look at games. Hence the reason I did playing a game at twice the speed, playing games with original music. Absolutely, Colin, I will. Glad you enjoyed it. It's just a bit of fun. You can actually thank Panther for that. It wasn't his idea, but when he made me realise that I can actually feature proper music in videos as long as I don't monetize them, and that doesn't bother me in the slightest, because trust me, what I make in monetization in this channel is not worth even getting out of bed for. It's just pennies. So that kind of opened my eyes to, hang on a second, I could use some proper music. So yeah, definitely there will be some more. Ox is saying there to Google Shooting Stars or search YouTube Shooting stars carry on camping. I'll need to do that. Absolutely need to do that. Let me see. I'm just trying to kind of get up to. James is saying, "What do you think of the Pico 8? Is that a handheld?" I think it might be. I can't remember. Jonathan's saying that I used to play a game called Repton on the BBC. I think it was called. Yeah, it was a kind of Boulder Dash rip-off, but I think it was had a bit more. I think it had slightly more strategy to it. I have tried to play it, but it uses keys. So it's not one that I've played, but it is meant to be. It is meant to be a game. Can we do a swap shop in the live chat? Of course you can, Ox. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely, as long as I can be Keith Chegwin. Yeah, I don't want to be that bloody Noel Edmonds. Posh pause equals swap shop. Right. I don't know. Stephen's talking to Holly about something. Dale saying 01 811 8055. It's mental how you can remember things like that. And that was the number. Holly saying she's never played Boulder Dash but loved Repton on the Beeb by Superior Soft. You know what? I was actually outside. I was in B&M a couple of weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago, and there was a wee guy. He must have been about 10 years old, and he was on a rally chopper. I shit you not. And I actually said to him, "That is one awesome bike, mate." And he's like, "Oh, thank you very much. Absolutely awesome." Phil, evening, Phil. Yeah, he's saying the Vitcher boy needed a head strap. Yeah, you know what? I mean, at the end of the day, it was an old. It's from the 90s, and you know what? The technology has moved on a lot, but I still think it's bloody awesome. And what makes the Virtual Boy doubly awesome is it's all mechanical. There's no chips in it or anything. That is just awesome. Ox is saying. Nah, Dale, you're talking nonsense. Dale's saying I had a plastic stand but was shite. No, I'm sorry, Dale, I completely disagree. That I love the Virtual Boy. Honestly, try it, and then knock it. It's excellent. Ox is saying he's got a battery-powered missile I found under my mum's bed, or mam's bed, because Ox comes to Newcastle, that he wants to swap for TCR. I always wanted Total Control Racing. Apparently it was shit as well. So there you go. That's one game I've never been interested in getting. Holly might. Yeah, Holly. Yeah, what to do is go and speak to one of our phone operators and you can swap numbers and you can do the swap. Right, so I'm just looking at the what do you call it? A refurbished Atari 800. All right, okay. So in other words, if I could get somebody, pardon me, I don't know anybody that can do that retro bright. Yeah, I could get 800 quid for it. Ox is asking, does anyone have a Commodore 128 for sale? I think Del Boy's got a Commodore 128. Whether they would sell it, I have no idea, Neil. Yep, again, go and speak to one of our phone operators, and they'll sort it out. Yeah, I did have a Commodore 128 for about 2 days, but and what was the problem? Yeah, it was a bit flaky, so I got rid of it. Right, Holly's saying, you've just burst Neil's bubble. No, I have a big cardboard box, but I can disguise it. Right, anyway, I'm just conscious. Bloody hell, there's 25 people. Stop joining the stream, goddammit. I'm going to be disappearing shortly. Fantastic. Right, let's have a wee look. I know Paul and Moz, I don't know if Paul's in tonight. Paul was actually talking about getting, he spoke about getting a cocktail cabinet. I actually owned, true story, I owned a cocktail cabinet, main cabinet, and it was built for me by Chris Wilkins. Now, if you don't know who Chris Wilkins is, If you've ever bought any of the Retrofusion books, all the Zaps, you can see the Zap calendar there. There we are. Yeah, I bought Chris's. Chris actually made it, and I bought that off him for my 40th birthday, which was 13 years ago. Blimey. Seriously, that is just insane. A factory sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers has sold for, I don't know why I'm reading it, you can see it, sold for a record-breaking $2 million, making it the most valuable video game collectible for now. Here's the thing. What idiot is going to spend £2 million? What happens if you try and sell it and who's going to give you £2 million for it? I'm convinced. See, people were saying to me, oh, it's money laundering. No, here's the thing. Money laundering, now I don't know that. I've been watching too many Netflix originals. Money laundering is where you have a business like a tanning salon or a car wash where you can make illegal money through nefarious means. Say you make £10,000 a day selling drugs, you can pretend to have washed 1,000 cars. Selling a game for 1.5 million, that's not money laundering. That is somebody with too much money. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Crazy. Anyway, crazy night, Spy Kiss. Mame and side by side, yeah. Let's see, hang on a second. Stephen saying, I'd love to have some cabs, maybe if I annoy the neighbour too much. Thanks, Dale. Yeah, listen, Dale, if somebody could copy and paste the stream, because I got kicked out, I've lost lots of questions. David's saying, if I had room, I would definitely get a Mr. Do cab in it. Yeah, Mr. Do's a quality cab. Pure quality, man. Holly's saying, save mine for next week. Yep. Ox is saying, David, you ever get back into Gamebase? Also, there's not many people that actually know about Gamebase. Ox and myself are fine purveyors of Gamebase. I downloaded an update to Game Atari ST recently. It's a wonderful thing. You need to get into it for sure. Right. Well, actually, James, my cap. See, it depends what mood I'm in. When I'm doing the live stream, then I have to have the cap that way because I'm like that with a little circle going round. Incidentally, I noticed Mr. Jones has pinched my little timer counting down. Nothing wrong with that. There's imitation. What is it? Imitation is the best form of flattery, apparently. Holly's saying, Comic Strip presents, good call. I need to dig out my set and rewatch Robbie Coltrane walking into the waves supergrass. I'll need to watch that. Al's play. What is that? Al plays pop. What the hell are you talking about? I have no idea what the bloody hell you're on about. Repton, the creator, claimed he had never seen Boulder Dash, only read about it. You can kind of see that in terms of gameplay. You know what? I would find that very hard to believe. I mean, Repton is very, very. I'm not going to try and share the screen. It is very, 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 very similar. Even the character looks quite similar. So I would find that very. Oh, Dave, you've done. Oh, wow, Dave, you've done. Wait a minute, Dave. Were you on Yak Yak? And if so, what was your name? Because Ox and myself know each other from Yak Yak, as does Charlie Farr. Were you on Yak Yak? I did download an Oric Gamebase. Absolutely massive respect to all you guys that actually make these Gamebase things. They're bloody awesome. So yeah, I do have your Gamebase. If you've ever done an update, please let me know. But I was actually going to try and do a Gamebase for the Game Boy Advance. And after I think I finished the numbers and I lost the will to live because they're labours of love, really. Stephen, talking to Holly about a guy who's setting up a retro cave. Oh, yeah, you're talking about, not nostalgia there, retro man cave. He is awesome. Neil he's a good lad. I actually spoke to him when I was down at Blackpool, when I was doing my presentation things. So I'm just scratching the back of my leg. Oh, itchy. I actually met Neil in the Blue Room, I think it was, and he's a really nice guy. I didn't actually know who he was. He didn't know who I was. Oh, I'm just upset. Ox, bloody Newcastle, it's Sunderland, man. Or the north of England, as we call it. Yep. James is saying, I have a battery-powered pink missile I found under my wife's... This is a child-friendly stream. I'll keep the saucy remarks to yourself. What was Neil saying there? Hang on. I hear in bingo talk, like two fat ladies, is 88 a meal for two with an... All right, okay. Yeah, I will absolutely need to look at Comic Book Presents. Right, I am now... Good evening, Matt. You have literally just joined me. I'm literally about to finish, but you've got an hour and a half of me talking shite. Yeah. Anyway, listen. Before I'm going to finish now. No further questions, please, because we've got tons. We've got tons for next time. The game. I just want to touch on the game again. Way of the Exploding Pish is coming on in leaps and bounds. Holly's squirreling away in the background, working on it. She's hoping it's going to be Christmas, which is going to be perfect time. If we get the game out in time for Christmas, we're hoping to get it released on cartridge. We're hoping to get it released on cassette. We're not going to do disc. I don't think anyone does disc anymore. Holly's also hoping to get it out. Firstly, it's going to be the C64, first one, the ZX Spectrum, and the Beeb, the BBC Micro. And if we're really being spoiled, she's hoping to also release it to run under MAME. She's going to take Defender ROM, because apparently Defender coding has been put out in the public domain. She's hoping to get it to run under that. We've got some wonderful people. Retrospective has very kindly offered to do the loading screens. So he's going to do the loading screens for the various games. Holly's just saying there she's hoping to get a beta version out this weekend to me, which will be great. Fantastic. Super smashing great. Who said that? Super smashing great? I can't bloody remember who it was. Evening, Paul. Mr. Morrison, just the fella. I keep saying if. When this game comes out and it's going to be superb, could I leave it in your trusted hands to get the game featured in Zap magazine? That would be wonderful. Because trust me, I think if it's going to be as good as I think it's going to be, people are going to want to play the game. So yeah, all going well. We're going to have physical copies out there. Super smashing great. Jim Bowen, how could I forget? That's the plan. We've also got, I don't want to say names, we've got a triple A-lister, a triple Hollywood person, Sid chip musician, who's going to be doing a Sid tune for us, hopefully. And we've also got a guy who does come into the streams. I'll let him say if he wants to, but I'm not going to say it on live because that's not fair. He has very kindly offered to do the box art, a cartoon box art. My job, I hear you're saying, apart from being the main sprite, I'm going to be coming up with the instructions and the box description of the game. I'm not going to tell you what the game's going to be about. We'll reveal that later on. So it is very much still working. It's probably going to be Christmas, but as I said, every single penny is going to be, I mean, I'll talk to Holly. Panther's kind of involved in the development as well. I'll talk to these guys. We'll come up with what it's going to be. You know, we need to cover costs, but then we will add in, I don't know, a couple of quid, a five or whatever, I don't know, for the cartridge. We'll add in a chunk of money that's going to go to charity. Every single penny. Holly, Panther, me, plus other guys, not one of us is going to get a penny for this. It's all going to go to the little children's hospice, which is about 5 minutes from my house. Trust me, it's an absolute epic cause. It really is. So, as the older gamer Steve, he's basically said the last comment. I love the irony. The person who never reads instructions is going to write instructions. Anyway, that bombshell. I'm going to crack on. I'm going to go down and watch. I'm going to go and watch a Carry On film. I don't know what. I'm going to watch. I'll have a wee think. Listen, thank you very, very much. I keep looking at the wrong direction. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. It's been superb. Just have an excellent weekend. I've really, really enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the live Sunday streams. I've really had a good time doing this. I was quite nervous before I came on. I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to be able to talk for half an hour? It never ever really seems to phase me after 5 minutes. So it's been excellent. I will do more of these. I will do a live stream playing my C64. So anyway, I've been Meme Meister. Yous have been absolutely fantastic. Take it easy, guys.